It's been an interesting topic discussing abuse, and yes, it can be a word that is abused, used too much to neutralize what's real for many folk like myself, and also, people use it as a mantra or a badge to claim attention to themselves. That's not what I'm about. If it wasn't for people that have done their own podcast, blog posts, books, sharing with me their stories and helping me understand that word did describe me, I wouldn't be healing right now. So my goal is to get this out so that, not that it's comfortable to talk about because it's never going to be, but that we can be real. We can share experiences. We can help each other grow. Just learn. Larissa Prodigal Peace is here, coming back with another sort of life update for you, sharing what's near and dear to my heart. When you see that I started out this blog post, I was discussing first my marriage and how I didn't know what I was coming from and what I brought into the relationship. I thought I was a healthy person. I'm extremely giving beyond measure. I'm way too forgiving. Love to be with somebody, want to spend time with somebody, and care to the hilt, overdo for others, while not saying myself is maybe important enough, even though I thought I was. So that's what I want to key in on today is, what do you bring to a relationship? And don't always be looking at the other person and what they need to do to make you feel better. What can you do to make you feel better? It can be a friend, just a casual relationship, whether it's with another lady or a guy or vice versa, depending on who you are. But it could be your workplace, your church, whatever you're involved in. You can encounter people that, let's say you've had the past abuse, like this is what I'm referencing for today. And what shapes you to go into these relationships healthy? So I mentioned in my blog post that one reader had reached out after reading my blog posts about neurodivergency within my marriage, then realizing it was my children as well, and asked if I was going to then, search for a neurotypical man. Like I mentioned, that was number one. I'm not healthy, and I don't think I ever will be healthy in whatever terms that means, kind of like neurotypical, whatever that means. I don't think there are such things, but so I'm aiming to be healthier and do the best I can. I want to be the best me that I can be, because I literally cannot provide or be a person in any relationship, even as a mother, a sister, daughter, whatever. I can't be a good person if I'm not understanding me, what I need, so that I can understand and be there for other people in the most healthy way. My expectations are real, what I want from them. So if you can sit with yourself, do some reflection, and I don't mean beating up yourself or ignoring your own red flags. I realized going through the divorce, I had my own problems that I caused for him, not knowing myself, and that's not my fault. So I'm not laying the blame, not on anybody. It's what was happened to me from birth, right? So I accept that. I have a radical acceptance, they would say, of the lot in my life. So then I need to take that time to start to grow and mature. And I'm, late 40s here. You think I'd be mature enough yet? Mother with 6 or 8 children, if you count the 2 stillborns and loss. I've had a whole lot of life experiences, and I will never stop learning until I'm in the grave. And I hope that's the same for you too. If you're wondering, how do you go about doing this, especially when it comes to relationships, I'm going to give some examples. So I did write about a couple within this blog post where once I started researching and understanding myself, it's very hard for me to listen to another person who is unhealthy, making demands on others, whether it's me or somebody else, and it's almost like I don't want to be around them anymore. They're so unhealthy and they're not willing to do the work. It's one thing to be unhealthy, but when maybe myself or somebody has presented some options and they're just keep saying, well, there's nothing I can do about it, and they're just going to keep going on, and then they want to complain some more, and I want to just lovingly say stop, But there were instances where after my learning, let's say it's a professional setting, I went into this person's office and professional setting, and they had to do with related to me getting different things into my name after a divorce and handling financial situations. And this person would basically I started noticing there wasn't a lot of reciprocation. And what I mean by that is I would share maybe my story and not really delving in, but I would notice it was all about me. And then the next thing you knew, they were asking questions that would cause me to feel bad. And I started thinking, wait a minute. And then I would say, well, how are you with this? And there was a shut off. And it was always like a regurgitation of making me feel bad, making themselves feel better because they were better than me. So that's a professional setting. Then it would be coming to a friend who set me up to think that they were there to care, but again, was spreading my stuff to others. And when I would ask questions about them that like I wasn't an open book all the time. I really held my cards tight and still don't trust people very well. So it wasn't like I was just blabbing to anybody who would listen. But I started noticing that when I reserved and held back information, I would eventually not be contacted, whether it's text, email, phone, whatever. And I started thinking, wow, okay, then they only value me when I'm down, when I'm something that they can either take care of or get, I call it supply from. And I started noticing that if I step away from this friendship, what happens? And this could be a friendship within a family or, casual relationship. But I started noticing when I backed up, these people weren't there. So then you know who your true friends are. And it just can go on. So my advice is to, really look at yourself. What do you like? What do you not like? Can you say no to this person without them hissy fit? Can you be yourself around them? Can you know that abuse and all, or whatever your baggage is, that you're accepted and you're allowed to be you? Or do you have to change yourself to be around that person? Can you be you? So just my advice, again, just let's all take the time to be healthy people. Let's put the work in, do the research, do the reading, not expecting somebody else to do it for us, to spoon feed us. Do the work, and hopefully we come out on the other end better for ourselves, better for everyone around us. And I invite you to, again, sign up for my newsletter within the blog anywhere so that you can get this right in your inbox and there's no strings attached. But that way we can become this family of support and bringing joy to each other. Bye.